following, it happened so differently. The Uber dropped him at the hotel. He was with his wife. They went into the hotel, and I waited and waited. They came in a white Mercedes-Benz, picked the man up, and I had to follow this Mercedes-Benz to this other place in Umhla.
Can I just ask you not to mention the address of the place, okay, because we don't mention addresses, okay, for obvious reasons.
Yes, then I went to Madlanga to check the place, and then I waited for some time because they were together inside the house, and I did not know whose house was that. It was just the White House. It's fine. Then I waited for them as they came out. And then we went back to the hotel. I also slept and went away. And that was in April this year. Commissioners, May, June, July, during the 6th of July, during the General Mokonazi's press conference, General Mokonazi did mention Ket Matlala Brown Mogotsi during his press statement. And it came out to everyone that on that day, Ket Matlala was found with a cell phone in prison. And indeed, and he called me, very furious. He said, "Brown, can I tell you something? You know, there was a time I told you that I went to look for someone who can solve my problem." And he said, and I said, "Yes, I remember." Because when I followed him, I didn't tell him that I was following him. And it became that I did not know who he met. They were driving the car, and it was something that was packed. And he said, "I went to see General Mkonazi's house. And I also gave him something." He was talking about money. I gave him, I also gave him, but he was speaking this language. And he gave this guy, and now he's talking like this about us. I think, and then I never said to Kate, "I followed you." I did not know. Honestly speaking, I didn't see who that person was. But how he narrated everything about the day he was going to meet someone who was going to solve his problems, I remembered. And he said it was General Mokonazi that he went to see.
You said this was after Mr. Matlala's, after General Mkonazi's press conference of 6 July.
That's correct, Commissioner.
So Mr. Matlala was calling you from prison?
Yes, he did call me from prison, not once.
And which number did he call you on?
No, prison phones, you cannot, no, it was just another number.
No, which number of yours did he call you on?
Oh, my cell phone numbers, yes, the one that
he uses in the chats?
Yes, everyone has that number.
And did he call you on, was he still using WhatsApp, or was he calling you landline?
WhatsApp, yeah.
Then in 48, you talk about some other calls from prison. Can you just briefly describe those?
Yes. He did call me, of course, from prison, but we were discussing like his strategy, how was he going to get bail, and what is happening, what is transpiring, and what is he doing, all that, like what is happening to him, like his plans of getting bail.
Let me take you back to the visit to Durban. When Mr. Matlala said that he was going to go to somebody who would solve all of his problems, was he referring to the problems he had with regard to the tender?
Yeah, he was mentioning, yes, particularly in SAPS.
Yes. I'm thinking the tender, as I understand, was a tender concluded at national level. Did Mr. Matlala explain how the KwaZulu-Natal commissioner, SAPS-commissioner, would have assisted on this?
He never said, can I, this is an omission. honestly, I thought maybe he was going to meet General Tele or someone close to General Tele. But then I only got surprised when he said it was General Mkonazi and I was in his house.
And you did not ask when he told you, did not ask, how did you think the KZN subs commissioner would have helped you on something like this?
No, I did not ask him, commissioners. And then, like in prison, people will not call you and say, hey, how are you? Are you fine? It's like you pass a message, what you want to say, and then maybe the phone goes away. But he did mention to me that he was, of course, in KZN to see, and he went to Lieutenant General Mkonazi's house.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can I ask, you had the address where he went?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Did you report that to your handler?
I give that to my handler, that's correct.
And did your handler ever tell you who lives at that address?
No. This whole thing stopped after Cat himself told me who he went to meet. But the description of the trip, it fitted with the problems that he told me about and the period. Because, if let's say it happened in April, Monday, and he tells me on Thursday, so it took very, very long. Only on the 6th of July. Yes.
Paragraph 49, you now talk about your actions after Lieutenant General Mkonazi's press briefing on 6 July. Can you take the Commission through that?
Yes, after Lieutenant General press briefing on July, and moreover the reference made therein to me, I decided to continue investigating General Mkonazi and obtain as much information as I could. To give context to the arguments and statements that he had made during the press statement, my handler at all relevant times knew of my continued investigation and it carried his approval. And paragraph 50, sometime thereafter, towards the end of August, I contacted the late former Minister of Police, Natim Tetwa. I wanted to understand why Lieutenant General Mkonazi was removed as acting National Commissioner of Police in 2012. I spoke to Mtetwa regarding my concerns that General Mkonazi was CIA operative, according to information I received from my source. Mtetwa said he shared my suspicion. In order to confirm this, he said I needed to travel to Kenya to meet with a contact who was aware of CIA operations in South Africa. 51.
Can I just stop you at this point? Had you ever met the late Minister Mtetwa before?
As a member of the ANC, long time, yes.
And how did you contact him?
You mean now before? Yes, I had his WhatsApp numbers. I believe even the gadgets, remember it's known, there was a search and seizure on my phones recently. That number, I'll give you the name I saved it under, is there. The name is there.
And where was he when you contacted him?
No, we only spoke over the phone. I think he was overseas.
And he said you needed to travel to Kenya to meet a contact.
That's correct.
And did he give you details of who this contact was and how to get hold of him?
He gave me the name and the contact numbers on WhatsApp. I phoned this person at some stage. He said he was in Tanzania and he was going to come back 3-4 days later. And when I called, he confirmed he was back in Kenya. And that's when I left to Kenya on the 10th of September 2025. I believe in some annexures the ticket is also, I've annexed the proof of the ticket, and I returned back from Kenya on the 12th of September 2025.
So proof by means of, or rather, you have proof which is a ticket.
Yes, I flew to.
And I assume you also have stamps on your passport.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And taking you back to the call you made to Ambassador Mtetwa, I think you said there's proof on your phone, a phone that was confiscated.
The contact numbers. He asked the question was, how did I contact him?
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
So there will be a record on your phone of you having called Ambassador Mtetwa.
I believe it's supposed to be there.
It should be.
Yes,
it should be.
believe,
There
yes.
should be a record of that.
Yes.
So this will be a French number or a South African number?
No, it was that 27. He was still using the same.
Oh, okay.
Because they still work outside. Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
And if you can then tell the Commission what happened in Nairobi.
Oh, in Nairobi, I did meet the gentleman who introduced his name only as George, but I don't believe this was his name. But the relevance of this guy, he's more conversant about most of the CIA operations in SADC, not only in South Africa. And we perhaps I should read it. He confirmed the possibility of the information obtained from my source as being correct. And again, I contacted Mtatwa, the former.
Sorry, before we get to 52, you say he confirmed the possibility of the information obtained from my source as being correct. So if I understand that correctly, he couldn't say it was correct, but he said he equally couldn't say it wasn't correct.
I do not understand the question, Commissioner.
You say he confirmed the possibility of the information obtained from my source as being correct. So he didn't, did he say to you, this information is correct, or did he say this information is possible?
He also held a suspicion. Which...
And you were satisfied with that?
We still have to engage. The investigation is continuing. He said he lost the contact number of a particular person, but he also made reference to this current G20 that during this period there may be some lead. He will probably come back to me.
You see why I'm asking you if you were satisfied? You had gone all the way to Nairobi, Kenya, and all you are told is that there's a possibility that the information may be correct, and you come back to South Africa.
Okay, Commissioner.
It seems to me that it was all a futile exercise.
Okay, Commissioner. Commissioner, my world is a very different world. It's something else, Commissioner. But just to give you a hint, it's not that I arrive at the airport 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I meet, hey, how are you, sharp, sharp. Is it true? No, possibility. Oh, bye-bye. Then I got into the flight. A person will give you when I meet him, he must introduce himself properly to me. I also do the same. Now, agents, when they meet, there are certain things that you look for from this person. He'll give you reference about something or about someone. And he'll tell you that maybe in Botswana, there is this person doing whatever, and they are doing similar things. And this one we know for sure, he is a CIA. But this guy is doing something similar to what this man does. For example, you must check them. Every year they will go to Dubai and go to Switzerland. That's where the Switzerland meeting takes place or something. He'll give you information that you are able to put the dots together. And especially when you meet the person for the first time. I'm still going to go there. He may come here. We have to meet. He can't just say, yes, it's true, this and this. He knows I'll say, but what do you have? Because he asked me, I hear you are saying that, but what do you have? Then I told him so many things about the Richards Bay and all these things, how he behaved. And I must tell you how, because this whole thing of the 6th of July, To me, it was something else. It's not what we see. Something that was staged more like this was like a coup, a civil war. Is what I was trying to show him, and when you bring these dots together, there is a theory in intelligence commissioners which is called misdirection. Then you start to see how this 6 July was, it's more like staged from what I saw, from what I'm seeing. And when I was trying to tell him, when he laughed, he could not, but he's also carrying the issue of the suspicion.
From what you are saying, it seems to me that there was a lot of information from you, but on the bottom line, which is what we had gone to Nairobi for, all you got was just this one-liner. There is a possibility.
Yes, which will help me to investigate, will continue to investigate, and we'll finally get the truth, because this is just a suspicion.
Could you not have done this over a phone call?
Because I was so hopeful that I will get something, either negative or positive, but I thought I'll get an answer. And it's not the first time, Commissioner, where you get to travel for information.
In your world, do you ever interact on issues like this over the phone in your environment?
If we know each other, being able to talk on certain codes which will understand each other, yes. But I can't talk to someone I never met and say something and we cannot. It's not doable.
What's the difference between seeing each other face to face and talking over the phone?
It is the thinking that the phone is not safe. There's that thing. All of us will say, hey, you can't talk this over the phone. And also to take effort to obtain information, it makes a person realize, Commissioner, that this man is serious about this.
But you consider the phone to be safe when you spoke to Ambassador Mthethwa about the same subject?
If we know each other, you can just ask him.
No, this is about safety now.
Yes,
This is about safety.
Yes.
Did you consider the phone to be safe when you spoke to Ambassador Mthethwa about the same subject?
Yeah, but and he was far, and for me and him, we thought we could just talk about it. It's not that it is safe or not. I get the Commissioner's point.
I think you're conflating issues. You made a point about your reluctance about raising this with a person in Nairobi over the phone. You made a point that the phone might very well not have been safe. That's a totally different issue from whether he would have had any comfort to talk to you about this subject. The two are totally different. There's one, the question of safety, and two, the question of comfort or lack of it. Do you get me?
That's correct.
Now I'm saying, let's focus on the question of safety only.
Yes.
Now, if there were issues of safety, why is it that you were comfortable to raise the issue with Ambassador Mthethwa over the phone, which you consider not to be safe? Do you understand my question now?
Yes, I understand the question. I believe I should put it right. Also, it's more riskier to talk to a stranger about something over the phone that we have never met. And I believed, Commissioner, that first let me agree to what you are saying, that it was a futile exercise and I wasted time. I could have done it over the phone. I must admit that. It's just that at that moment, I thought the man, if I meet him, it's difficult to make accusations to a stranger. I also thought, seeing me face to face, he may be more comfortable and tell me the truth, if there is any truth. But that's the answer he gave me.
Thank you.
Mr. Mogotsi, you say in that paragraph 50 that Minister Mthethwa referred you to a contact and your wedding. Contact who was aware of CIA operations in South Africa. So this contact, this George, is not a CIA operative himself. He's someone who is aware of CIA operatives.
That's correct.
And he must, who is he? He belongs to an organization. How does he become aware of CIA operations?
I don't know. I don't know.
You were not
I was
told.
just told,
You were
yes.
just told go meet
Yes.
George.
Yes.
And you didn't know who George is, and you went to meet him.
Commissioner, no one will say I am a CIA operative or I am not. But when you get information that this person may know something and you start talking to him and he agrees to meet you, you will go and find out.
So George may well just have been a random person you don't know, because you don't know his organization. You know nothing about him except that he's George. So it's fair to say that he may well have been a random person who just misled you when he said there's a possibility.
It's not about being random. It's like me, if you ask me, to which organization do I belong in?
Yes.
I will not say crime intelligence.
Yes.
I'll just say maybe I'm an operative. Now, if George says to me he is an agent,
You believe him.
not to believe, I agreed to go and see him.
Okay.
Yes, and I've acceded to the fact that indeed it was futile, but he has promised to provide more information in future.
And this trip you made as a contact agent, it's part of your investigation as a contact agent.
Yes, but that's correct.
So it would have been paid for
No,
by
I
crime
paid it.
intelligence.
No, I paid for myself. I paid for myself. I've not claimed anything from my handler. Some of these things, Commissioner, you know, I'm very patriotic. It is just that people don't know. Some of these things, I will do them from my pocket.
So the long and short of it is you paid for this
That's
trip
correct.
out of your pocket.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If I may ask, how much did it cost you? Traveling, hotel bills, and whatever other incidentals, how much did it cost you?
15,000 rand.
And I assume you have claimed amounts less than 15,000 rand from crime intelligence, have you not?
Less than or above.
I'm saying less, even less than, or have you not?
Yeah, I've been there for some, it's not more than that. Not more than that. You'll claim here and there, but not more than that.
Sorry?
I have not claimed more than that. You mean like money, cash, 15,000? No. it doesn't
You have not.
No.
I find it strange then that you would not have claimed back an amount as high as 15,000 rand.
It's not the first time, commissioners. Commissioners, and in this is not only about claiming, putting the country first, being patriotic, respecting the flag carries more weight than these things people are thinking. A lot of weight.
Thank you.
You then, on your return, say you contacted ex-Minister Mthethwa and briefed him about the trip in Kenya. What did you report to him?
I told him we are still at the same position. There was nothing more tangible provided. The guy also has similar suspicions. He did not give me anything tangible.
And what did ex-Minister Mthethwa say to you?
He did tell me that he was also going to come to the commission, and amongst other things, he was prepared to corroborate his suspicions also.
For the record, I can confirm that Minister Mthethwa at no stage communicated his intention to come to the Commission. He made no contact with the Commission, ever.
Yes, he did. He did tell me. He never said he made contact. He was just saying he's prepared to come to the Commission and give that.
Can you date when you spoke to him?
Come again, Commissioner?
Can you date when you spoke to him to report what had happened in Kenya?
Yeah, just after I came from Kenya, around the 14th, I think. 13th, 14th September.
And again, would that be reflected on your phone?
Yes, I believe so.
Mr. Shaskelson, please. Mr. Mogotsi, can you read into the record from the second sentence of paragraph 52 all the way to my handler at the end of paragraph 52?
Okay, Mthethwa confirmed that he was prepared to testify before the Commission in confirmation of inter alia the fact that Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi had been removed from office by Mthethwa for various reasons, one of which was the suspicion of him being a CIA agent. I relayed this information to my handler.
Thank you.
And we know that the late Minister Mthethwa passed away on 30 September 2025, which is what you allude to in paragraph 53. You say, under what can only be described as suspicious circumstances. Are you aware of any facts in this regard that are not in the public domain?
No, I know nothing. I only see what is in the public domain.
Can you then read paragraph 54 of your statement and maybe expand and explain to the Commission what you are wanting to convey in that paragraph?
The modus operandi I've adopted as an MK agent and thereafter as informant of South African Police Service and as an agent for crime intelligence with a formal handler assigned has always been that I'm constantly on the lookout for information that will suit my purpose in a particular situation. I would typically take advantage from acquiring a piece of information, relaying it to a specific person in a specific context for a specific purpose and to elicit specific reaction. It means I have learned to always look for any information that I can use, be it spoken by someone or any information that is on the public domain, if it's suitable or if I can use it to the advantage of whatever that I want to further. That's what I learned to do.
Mr. Mogotsi, in your capacity as contact agent, good afternoon.
Thank you.
In your capacity as contact agent, you interact with your handler and your informants. You're investigating so many cases, according to you. Do you keep a diary where you record this information? And the dates and who you met and what information they gave you? Where do you record all this information?
As an agent, you are required at all times to make notes and whatever and give to your handler who keeps your file. Your file is kept by your handler.
So
you cannot have a diary of anything of that sort, which if it becomes accessible to anyone, you will definitely be attacked.
So details relating to this trip to Kenya, all that information, you've already given it to your handler?
That's correct.
You no longer have their notes with you?
Yeah, but there was nothing written in Kenya. We only conversed as we do. And I came to tell him, and then we noted in the file, and we kept the file. That's correct.
I'm assuming that when you had to go to Kenya, you needed to go to a certain address at a certain time to meet a certain person who has been described to you? Because you can't just go there and meet anybody. You had to know what the person looks like, where you are going to meet them, at what time. Where did you record all that information?
It's not it's a normal thing. I'm flying at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. I arrive in Kenya at 5 o'clock. And then he'll tell you, you sit in the restaurant 6 o'clock, you go to outside, there is MTN and Telcom in Kenya. You then, either you buy airtime, but in the airport there is Wi-Fi. To say I've arrived and he tell you I'm wearing blue jacket, I'm outside, you go and meet him and then you drive, go somewhere, from there you come back.
So that will be in your WhatsApp then, it won't be in a notebook?
No, you can't write that. You talk to him over the phone. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Chaskat.
So maybe on the same theme of records and to an earlier discussion where you say in your statement that you were involved in an operation where with 32 suspects and 32 firearms were seized. You remember that operation?
That's correct.
Now, you are a contact agent. You are not an operating member of the SAPS. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. But you are in an operation. There must be a record of this operation.
It is.
Somewhere.
It is annexed.
It must show that you were. No, I'm not talking about
Okay.
pictures.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the pictures that are attached. I'm talking about a proper record of the operation itself in SAPS's books, and which will tell whoever is interested who was involved with that operation.
That's correct.
So one can expect to find you there.
Yes. What happened is that the person I'm referring to was who I was doing operations with. He has made a statement, and on his statement, he will say, remember his name is there and contact numbers. He'll say my source. He won't write my name. So only because I believe the commission will perhaps meet the person. It is him who will tell you, this is my source, this is the man who called us, this is what he told us, and that's how we knew.
Yes, no, I'm not asking about the source. I'm asking about you participating in an operation. Unless I'm reading your paragraph 29 wrong, you say I was also part of an operation during October 2024, when 32 suspects were apprehended and 32 firearms were seized.
Yes.
So if you were, what I'm asking is if you were part of that operation
Yes.
as it unfolded, there must be a record, because we have come to learn that operations of the SAPS, there is a record of an operation that was undertaken and who was there. So I'm asking, you would be in that record.
I'm not sure if Commissioner is aware that being part of the operation is not physical, it's about information.
So you don't mean
No.
you were present when there was, I think, this takedown or whatever they call
No,
it?
if there can be a crossfire, you will be hurt. You cannot.
All right, now I then misunderstood your statement in the.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mogotsi. We're now going to get to the specific topics that we asked you to address in the various notices we sent to you. And the first topic is the evidence of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, which you address from the top of page 14, paragraph 56. I have some questions later on in this section, but maybe if you could take the Commission through paragraphs 56 to 60.
The evidence of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. The evidence of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, the conclusion drawn, and the assumptions made by him regarding me cannot be, in the absence of what I have stated here in above, be criticized. I say this because Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi could not and did not know that at all relevant times I was a contact agent acting on behalf of the state with tasks, orders to investigate both Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi and Matlala as aforesaid. The perception and assumptions that Lieutenant Mkhwanazi alluded to in his evidence with reference to me is exactly the outcome and the perception that I wanted to obtain and to create in order entirely to gain his trust and to get closer to him to investigate his ties with the CIA. At all relevant times, my handlers had full knowledge of and was kept appraised of my conduct and strategy, not only where Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi was concerned. I was privy to sensitive information regarding the South African Police Service and crime intelligence, not because I had dubious relationship with any senior police officer or persons in the public office, but due to my involvement as a contact agent for the crime intelligence and through my vast network of informers and sources.
Can I just stop you at this point? Did your informers and sources within the SAPS, did they know that you were an agent?
I don't understand the question, Commissioner.
So people who were giving you information, SAPS members and crime intelligence members in particular, did they, and who gave you information, did they know that you were an agent?
Yeah, it depends. It's not everyone. But remember, someone who's employed in the crime intelligence will not necessarily be an informant, except for maybe a person who's in the employment of crime intelligence, being a support staff, for example, in the human resource or supply chain. That particular person, you may, of course, work with that person and the person will know that you are an agent. But others will, in this context, think you are maybe close to the minister, or you can do some changes, or you are a person connected in the ANC, top brass, you can help them. Others, they perceive that your standing, you know someone in politics, or you know a person relevant to the situation that you are discussing.
Because I'm just trying to understand the situation that you're describing, which is an unusual one, which is of an agent operating to investigate crime intelligence itself, and depending on sources of information that come from inside crime intelligence. Now, it seems to me that if people inside crime intelligence know that you're an agent and give you information on that basis, there's a risk that that will compromise the whole operation, because once your status as an agent is known, it will be very difficult for you to get covert information from anybody else in crime intelligence. Do you accept that?
I accept that, not only in crime intelligence. I was raising that with my legal team to say, after this engagement with your office, senior counsel, remember initially the plan was to bring this statement in camera. I've taken into cognizance all those factors, and I'm now aware that from now on the whole world knows that I am this person. So no one ever will ever, I don't think there's anyone who will ever give me information. Even if they say there is a tender of 10,000, once you see me, you say, no, they will never work with me. I was telling my team, how are we going to deal with this going forward?
It is a concern, but I mean, in fairness, I think you yourself have disclosed your status as an undercover operative in interviews before you came to this commission.
I have never commissioned. I've always said the right platform will come. There was no way, because after the commission was established, I also checked and read the terms of reference. I really believed I will present this in camera.
But, so that's the first issue, which is that if people know you are an agent, then there's always a risk that your status as an agent leaks into the broader world of crime intelligence that you're investigating and your position is compromised. Would you accepted that proposition?
Yes, provided you do not explain to the person giving you information at first. You explain to a person that, look, the information you are giving me, now comes this part. I can assure you, even the president will deal with this. You assure a person.
But that raises my second concern, which is if people don't know that you're an agent.
They didn't know, now they know.
No, now they do. But if they don't, then what you're doing is, well, what's happening in the process is that crime intelligence operatives, employees, agents, are giving you what I would imagine is classified information, thinking that they're giving it to someone who isn't an agent.
No, there's no one. You see, all the information and instructions, commissioners, they will come through the handler. The handler will tell you there is this, and he will show you. There is no way you have to find me in possession of classified information. You can look at it, make notes, and understand, and even the notes you can't keep. But this investigation, it's not like a normal investigation. You meet a police carrying a docket, goes to a person and say, you stole a laptop. What happens is you tell your handler, the investigating officer of this case is sparkling. He knows he has to go and talk to this investigating officer. In some instances, the commander of the handler, I don't know his commander, he'll talk to the commander of this investigating officer to say, we want to gather information for you. Crime intelligence, they will not carry the dockets, but he will, with the information I give him, he'll come and fill this docket in with information. Not necessarily that I must come and salute and say, hey, I'm an agent, give me the information, I'm going to help you. No, that's not how it works. You don't show the identity of people involved. And you talk to your person and say, with this information, I'll be able to do 1, 2, 3. Remember, a support staff who's a data capturer in supply chain, he can give you information and ask you, please make sure nobody knows about this, that it comes from me. It's a support staff in the supply chain. Once you have read it, maybe you take a picture, you give it back, then you give it to a handler, and the investigation unfolds. They won't know who gave it to you, and it doesn't necessarily has to be you saying I'm an agent. Remember, the support staff cannot even trust this other police. Your handler that is not trusted by all the people. But they can trust me, and I give this handler the information.
Can we very briefly just deal with the letter, the disbandment letter that you address at 61 and 62 before we take the lunch break?
Maybe before you do that, Mr. Chaskasum, just the last thing on this topic that you're having now. You do, I think from your evidence, in fact, it's not even a question of accepting, you did disclose to General Sibia that you're an agent.
That's correct.
So other people may well know because of that disclosure to General Sibia. You have no control over it. He may well have told other people in crime intelligence.
I don't know.
Yes.
It is him who knows.
But it's possible that, in fact, the people in crime intelligence that you are discussing with Mr. Chaskalson may well have known that you're an agent because you've already shared that information with somebody else, and that is General Sibia. It has to be a yes, Mr. Mogotsi.
I don't understand, commissioners. Commissioner is saying, after I told General Sibia, he told someone.
He may have told other people.
Yeah,
You don't know.
I don't know.
So it is quite possible on that
That's correct.
hypothesis that
That's correct.
people in crime intelligence, other people in crime intelligence may well have known that you are.
If he has told them.
Okay. Thank you.